Well, they've done it. There's some major stuff going on right now in our country, and I'm going to catch you up to date on it. So let's jump right in. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. Here we go. Kevin McCarthy, leader of the Republicans and the new House Speaker, says that George Santos will be seated on committees as a leadership role in the House of Representatives, even though this is his first time in Congress. Now, remember that George Santos, the newly elected representative to New York, has admitted to lying about his bio, that he went to college, where he went to, even why his mom died, his heritage, all these different things. And his own Republicans from Nassau County, New York, are calling for him to step down. And he says he's not going to. Well, here's what Kevin McCarthy had to say.
Do you expect Mr. Santos to get seated on the committee today?
Yeah, because we will be done with all committees today. He'll get seated on committees, yes.
And he actually got seated on 2 committee leadership assignments, which are the House of Representatives Small Business Committee and House Science, Space, and Technology Committee, according to sources familiar with the assignments. Wow. Now, this comes as multiple members of both the Republican and Democratic Party have called for him to resign. The entire Nassau County Republican officials have called for him to resign as well. Let me know your thoughts here. What do you think? Should he be assigned to leadership roles in the House of Representatives? Wow. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar, Republicans, have also landed oversight committee assignments after previously being removed by Democrats. They have Marjorie Taylor Greene will sit on the House Homeland Security and Oversight Committees, and Paul Gosar will sit on the House Natural Resources and Oversight Committees, which he sat on before being stripped of his slot on the panel, according to 2 sources familiar with these selections. They said that the House Security Committee will be putting a sharp focus on the U.S.-Mexico border and plans to have 2 committee staff members working from the border itself. Marjorie Taylor Greene is called to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over management of the border. Marjorie Taylor Greene also said that the panel will, quote, investigate the Biden administration's violations of our laws and fund and defund programs to defend our border and American sovereignty. Wow. The House Oversight Committee is also set to dive into border issues as well as investigate the business dealings of President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and the origins of COVID-19. Chairman James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, will lead that panel. He said, quote, Joe Biden, be prepared. We are going to uncover every corrupt business dealing, every foreign entanglement, every abuse of power, and every check cut for the big guy. Quote, Marjorie Taylor Greene said in a statement. Hey, Laurel, can you cut the part I said right before this where I said that he said this? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene actually said this. Quote, and it's not just the Biden crime family. This is a quote that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. The GOP majority will investigate every bit of government being used to abuse the American people. Every 3- and 4-letter agency will now have to answer to Republican oversight, not the rubber stamp Democrat rule. Wow. This comes previously after the House, when the Democrats were in control, voted to remove Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committee assignments back in February of 2021, just a month after she was sworn into Congress, over her past embrace over conspiracy theories, social media interactions encouraging violence against Democrat officials. Marjorie Taylor Greene said on the House floor that day that she regretted believing conspiracies that were not true. There was 11 House Republicans that voted in favor of stripping Marjorie Taylor Greene from her House post that day. Wow, so Republicans definitely making some waves with their new House majority here. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And that's not all. Take a look at this. Republicans introduced the quote, "Pandemic is Over Act" after what they call Biden's quote, "unacceptable extension of the COVID emergency." President Biden just extended the pandemic emergency here, and apparently the Republicans are extremely upset over that. Now, of course, we know that the virus is still here. Our family, me, my wife, my son, grandma and grandpa, and our other grandma and grandpa on both sides all caught it when we went to Disney in Florida back in November. So the virus is still around. And then my brother and his side of the family all caught it at Christmas, right before Christmas in December, in a different related manner. So the virus is definitely still around. So, the pandemic, at least in the virus sense, is definitely not over. And I've seen hundreds of comments here on a YouTube channel saying that they're still catching the virus. In fact, just here a few days ago on January 9th, a official in China said that more than 88 million people were infected at the time of the article from an actual official in the Henan district in China. This is just in one district. 88 million people were infected because they're going through a massive outbreak now that they've got rid of their zero COVID policy. So, yeah, massive, massive amounts of outbreaks there. And of course, we know that people travel, people spread it, and it's just spreading like wildfire over there. So, guys can let me know your thoughts on this. But nonetheless, more than a dozen House Republicans have introduced legislation declaring that the pandemic is over. And they've called it the Pandemic is Over Act, led by Representative Brett Guthrie, Republican from Kentucky, simply states that the pandemic health emergency declared by Secretary of Health and Human Services that began in 2020 in response to the virus shall terminate on all date of enactment of this act. They proposed this bill less than a week after the Health and Human Services Secretary extended the virus emergency until mid-April. So, of course, along with this goes all sorts of, extra things like, funding stuff for the government, vaccines, health stuff, and, stuff for doctors. And there was SNAP benefits with this as well, extra SNAP bonus benefits going out to millions of people. That's going to be ending here. I'll link you to a video here on that if you don't know about that. That's very unfortunate for tens of millions of people. But and also Medicaid as well at some point in the future. I'll keep you up to date here on this. But let me know your thoughts here on this. Is the pandemic over, even though the virus isn't? Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos to come out here every day, and click the bell icon after you subscribe. It's completely free to do so. Also, thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos. Here's some video you can watch next. Here's my video on SNAP benefits ending here at the extra bonus benefits. It's crazy here. And also, here's my video about $1,500 new checks going out to millions of Americans. And there's going to be even more here going out that you might not even know about that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.